Alright, here's my 1986 Ford Bronco. I'm assuming it's an Eddie Bauer truck. Got some wagon wheels on it from an older project I had that I sold. Shouldn't have sold it, whatever. Anyway, so it's got a good old milkshake machine, 302 milkshake maker. Got a crispy AOD. Yeah, they're both junk, in case you weren't catching on. But brand new HEI, can't use that in my new engine. Brand new Holley carburetor, that's definitely going. Might convert it to a Saginaw pump if I can figure out how to make it work with the air conditioning bracket, but I don't know. I'm in the middle of removing that. I haven't really done much lately, but yeah, bought this truck with a froze up 302. So I went to the junkyard, got this 302 out of a 93 Econoline. Should be it is a roller cam 302, but I don't know. It ran great for 20 minutes the first time I got it to fire up, and then we had a good freeze, and I let it run for about a minute after the freeze. Revved it up once I thought it was warmed up, and after that third little tap of the gas, it started geysering out of the radiator. So probably a blown head gasket. I put head gaskets on it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's got two different cylinder heads on it. They're both the same cylinder head, just off two different engines. So I don't know if it was warped or anything. I cleaned the block and the head, and it held. I guess it was warped and it finally blew. So I've got a 351 Windsor. Everything's a mess right now. I'm trying to clean this place up, but I've got a 351 that I bought for $700, which I'm not very proud of because I don't know, that just seems high to me. But I got to see it run before I bought it. Thing had 50 pounds of oil pressure at idle. I bought a Wine Stealth intake for it, so we'll be able to put that Holley 600 on it. It's just gonna be a stock motor with 4-barrel and probably some headers. Got another parts truck that I bought strictly for this bad boy right here, NP435. Just took the clutch pedal box off of it, got the steering column. Probably only gonna keep that column for parts and just use the steering wheel, because I have another manual transmission steering column that it just has a shitty steering wheel on it, but it's in better shape cosmetically. Don't know if I'm going to reuse that transfer case that come off of this. I don't know if I'm going to reuse that, or if I'm going to reuse the transfer case behind the AOD. I think the AOD has a clean transfer case. But, I ain't got the lights on, but everything in here works. Everything that doesn't matter works on this thing. I don't know, I find that hilarious. The 4-wheel drive light works, the turn signals, reverse lights. I'm not sure about the cruise control because I've never seen this thing run or drive. Well, I've seen it run. I have seen it drive, but the transmission was burnt up. All the windows work, even the back window. It rolls down, but I have to fix the latch. Something's wrong with the latch. Tailgate won't unlock. Don't know if any of the gauges work, but I'll get that done eventually. The only thing that didn't work with this thing was the key switch, and I guess they put a new transmission in this thing at some point and messed up the neutral safety switch, and so they just rigged up some wiring over there, and yeah, so I traced all the wiring that goes from the ignition switch to the starter solenoid, hooked it back up. Key still didn't turn the starter over. Started looking at the transmission, and I saw the neutral safety switch was all busted up, so we won't have to worry about that. I'll just have to bypass the neutral safety switch when I put the manual in, and I'll probably bypass the clutch safety switch because my last truck, my 85 F-150 flare side, it was a lot cleaner than this thing, but it had the clutch switch bypass so you could start it, without pressing the clutch, which I kind of like, because I know to take it out of gear. But yeah, it's a project. The truck's pretty straight. It's got a new gas tank in it. Fuel system's all brand new. Tank, pump, sending unit, even the filler neck. All new line running up to the carburetor. Carburetor was bought brand new. It just, the motor took shit on me. And it's probably all my fault. It's assembly error. The furthest I've been in a motor before this was just doing a rear main seal on a older 302 with 2-piece rear mains. You had to loosen the main caps to get it out. That's the furthest I've been. This is the first engine that I've had to take the cylinder heads off of it, which I had to do that because the original cylinder head on this motor, the bolts were corroded into the head, and it tore up the bolt holes on the cylinder head. So yeah, that cylinder head come off the froze up engine. We cleaned it up. It looked okay. That one was originally on the driver's side of this motor, but I'm sure LSs are the same way, everything like that. Small block Chevy, they got reversible heads. They'll fit on the same side. Just you got to get you got to block the exhaust ports with a little threaded plug. It's got threads on the outside, threads on the inside for your accessory brackets to bolt up. So yeah. Yeah, it's a piece of work. It's not the cleanest Bronco out there. It's not rotten either. Looking underneath it, it's got surface rust like here, in the fender arches, but there's nothing actually rotted out on it besides right there. The drip rail is torn from the cab on that last spot on both sides. So when I get this thing mechanically sound, being able to daily drive it, I'll take it to get the body work done, get the dents pulled. There's a big dent on the roof. Actually tailgate is rusted out, typical Bronco bullshit, but everywhere else besides the top of the cab at the back drip rails and the tailgate is pretty clean. But yeah, this will be a long-term project for me.